Creative drive. It's probably the earliest that I've done a video since I started. It's big shouts to C. Shankum. You know, a lot of times people don't get credit for their ideas or their contributions, you know. It was my birthday and we had talked a few days prior about, you know, life decisions, life strategy, and I was asking them for advice on, you know, how to move forward, you know, how to set up a sure thing. 'Cause my life been a fucking gamble. Hustling, taking chances. Really, you know, now I'm blessed to realize and understand why I move how I move for so many years. I'm actually blessed to be in the position that I'm in based on what I've been through, you know. I was groomed for failure, not for success, so it feels good to be up. But yeah, we had this conversation, you know, and on my birthday, he sent me the first topic, and he was like, "Yo, man, get yourself a birthday present, and you know, start the day." So I did, you know. So Chris, good looking, man. Appreciate it. And then, you know, also been getting a lot of encouragement from my boy Tone. Too cool. You know, they were both with me for a long time in my journeys. You know, they both doing their thing, and they both spent a lot of time out, you know, helping me, believing in what I was doing for many years. So this video is about how I don't regret the detours in life. Because right now I'm actually taking a detour because I just took the wrong turn. So, but it's a bittersweet thing. You know what I mean? It's bittersweet until you erase the detour. And you erase the detour by getting to the so-called destination. I got a line in my new song. I said, when you fiend mountain peaks, stepping stones seem to stall your hike. You know, they just help you to get there. Sometimes you gotta take a certain path, you know. Sometimes the stones you gotta climb up over, you feel like it could have been easier going a different direction. But it's the only way through. Sometimes the route with the detour is the quickest path from point A to point B, but it doesn't feel that way. Because without prior knowledge, experience, or mentorship, which is like my entire circle of friends, really had no mentorship growing up. We just all had to figure it out, you know. And for the most part, you know. So how do you avoid the detours, and how do you avoid making the mistakes if you had no one to guide you on your path. Trial and error. No funding. You know what I mean? You're just trying to figure shit out on the fly. Kind of going back to the blind ambition thing. It's like, yo, based on pure logic and facts, there is no way I can achieve that goal. But fuck that. I'm going to achieve that goal. Like, you pretty much gotta write that shit in reverse. You gotta fucking, almost like you gotta fucking figure out the goal. Figure out the goal. And at the same time, it's like, you want to write it in reverse. You want to write it from the ending and the beginning at the same time, and meet in the middle. As far as the planning goes, as far as the strategy goes, because you gotta know your end goal, and you gotta know how the proper steps that it takes. Detours. Detours. Ideally, I want to be living in the present moment, be so engulfed in the present moment that regrets don't even cross my mind, and just as time goes by, more and more start to gauge in real time the why behind occurrences. You get to the root quicker as time goes by. So it's like, maybe 10 years ago something happened, like, yo, why the fuck? Damn, I can't believe this shit happened. This shit, why this had to happen? Whoa. To where now it's like, okay, some shit that happened, I'd be like, okay, boom, this happened because of this. Okay, boom, this happened, I got sharpened up this, or, I had a blind spot here. And I try to teach Nashi all these things in real time. I don't think it's a human that can, even if you get all the right advice and all the right guidance, you can still bump your head. You're gonna make way less mistakes, because you'll realize, oh damn, all my elders was telling me what to do. Damn, bump my head once, bump my head twice. So I feel like you'll get to that point of possibly get to that point of clarity quicker when you have the guidance of, and wisdom behind you. Instead of bumping your head 38 times, you might only have to bump your head 14 times. Won't have to start over as much. You know what I mean? Because wisdom and mentorship is a safety net. It's like me and my circle of friends, we've been bungee jumping with no cord. Yo, we just been fucking jumping off of buildings, hoping that we landing on water or, you know, them things like when you people had to jump out of building, them inflatables. You know, we was just jumping, no safety net. Like, we ain't know where we was gonna land or how we was gonna land. We just believed that it would work out. You know. Therapeutic, talking, doing the creative drive, working on the day the sun didn't shine. You know, February 26th, yesterday, was also a day the sun didn't shine. And that story is gonna be told, you know what I mean? I was putting things out into the universe that have become big things, you know what I mean, culturally. So I know my contribution, and I'm ready to present my thoughts, philosophies, stories, struggles, joys, wins and losses. Like, I could already hear the finished album in my mind. Like, and for me, this album, embarking on it, the concept of it, the concepts I'm working on, after the execution of this album, say the execution of this album, I'm about to kill this shit, that will be like a rebirth and a new beginning and a paradigm shift. Creative drive. Got some other ideas I'm gonna start implementing soon. And thank you for the support, the encouragement, Tone, Chris. Both of y'all give me the same encouragement. Keep going. Thank you.